welcome. Another day, another video. Like I said, we getting 6 videos a week. You getting 6 on the 7. Smooth selling on the 7. I'm chilling with y'all, man. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, like it, share it. Let your friends and family know. We out here full time doing it. All right, 6 videos a week, 300 for this year. That's what we aiming for. So let's get right to it.
Me for a fool.
I would never do that.
I will
Respect
jump
you.
across this bench and forget that I'm a judge.
I don't want no beef with you, Your Honor.
Okay? You planted a firearm on this young man. This young man got arrested. This young man lost his job. This young man, as of right now, is on probation over something that you did. So what we're going to do is I'm going to follow up on his previous case, and I'm going to see if I can get that thrown out. I will get in contact with the county attorney and see if we can get that thrown out. As far as the $5,000 that you're asking the city of Mango Park to pay, you will get that $5,000.
Thank you.
Okay? Now, here's the other thing. You did not ask this for, but the court is going to grant this to you. There's a thing called punitive damages. See, the compensation is for the agency that he works for, the $5,000.
All right.
The city is going to be responsible for that. The punitive is based on what he does.
Yes.
So you're going to get something from him personally out of his bank account.
Thank you.
And I'm going to grant you for your loss, pain, and suffering $100,000. Okay? It's going to come out of his
Your Honor,
pocket.
I don't have that type of money. I don't.
Say another word.
That was altered.
Say another word. Officer Leon, you are a disgrace to this city. You are a disgrace to the Mango Park Police Department, and I am so incredibly disgusted right now, you have no idea. I will be making sure that Internal Affairs knows about what happened here today. You know, I'm pretty sure they already know about that videotape. I am quite sure that they already know about that.
That was altered, Your Honor.
No, it wasn't altered. You know what you are? You are a bad police officer. You are a crooked cop, which makes me wonder, why would you have a gun in your car to drop off in somebody's car? When I first started, there was this thing that the old timers called having a throwdown gun. You know what that is?
Never heard of it.
A throwdown gun is a gun that they would keep in their car, so when they would shoot somebody and kill that person, they can take that gun, put it on them, and say, hey, that guy had a gun. That's why I shot him.
No, me and my team, we don't do that. That
was a tactic from 30, 40 years ago, and I know that tactic, a lot of officers still do that, just in case things go sour.
That's the movie
and you
stuff.
did that.
That's the movie stuff, Your Honor. They don't
That
do that
ain't
no
movie
more.
stuff.
That's movie stuff. They don't do that no more. Trust me.
I'm sorry.
You can't argue
Am
with
I
the judge.
still a captain with the Mango Park Police Department? Do I not know what's going on in my city? Do I not know what's going on in my department?
You don't know every style.
I don't know what's going on with you, but I just found out today, and you're going to go to Internal Affairs. As a matter of fact, I will do you one better. Bailiff, take this man into custody.
Your Honor, you serious?
I'm
Come on,
arresting
you're not on my team?
I am arresting you for making a false arrest.
We go to the same gym. You gonna do me like that?
Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna do you like that. I'm gonna make sure that your gym membership gets canceled. We don't want nobody like you in our gym. You are a disgrace. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. But you know what? You're not. You're feeling good. And you know what I'm gonna do? Once I get back on the street, all your buddies who have that same mentality that you have, I'm going to go after them, and I guarantee you I am going to rid the Mango Park Police Department of everybody that has your mentality.
Good luck.
See you later.
Tight. We're going to see you.
Yeah, I'm going to see you. All righty,
Thank
sir.
you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
When my bailiff gets back, unfortunately, he does have to take you back to the county jail.
Yes, sir.
And after that, we will start the process to make you whole.
All right,
Are there
thank
any
you so much.
questions or concerns?
No, thank you.
All right.
You did more than everything
All right.
today. Goddamn crooked cop.
Court is adjourned.
Dude, shit. I like that.
Can you take his handcuffs off and get him back to the county jail? Thank you.
These things was tight, man. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you, Honorable Judge Porter, for just blessing me. They gave me a large amount of money. This is more than I asked for. Thank you for arresting that cop. You know, he's a bad cop. You know, there's crooked cops out there and there's good cops. But hey, I like to say one thing. Thank you, Honorable Judge Porter, and I'm free.
I don't understand how this happened, Judge Porter. I thought we was cool, man. I thought we was on the same team. We go to the gym together. And you're gonna believe this altered footage?
I got people that be leaving messages and stuff like when I do certain like videos like this. You're looking at this. Some people are just corrupt, all right? Some people will do whatever just to look good, get their flowers and everything, but also there's God. There's always a law of the universe, karmic, whatever you call it. You might get away with so much. But when your time comes, if you're doing somebody wrong, you will get caught. So it's the same thing. Like, I've been done wrong in my life. I've been dealing with a lot. I have 3 children the system took from me, like, by force, okay? When I say by force, I was doing YouTube like this 8 years ago. I left doing YouTube. I was doing music. Like, these type of clothes I got on, like I'm buying right now, I used to make them. They destroyed my life, the system. I contact everybody. Sheriff, police, at the time, contact Miss Pamela Bondi's office, IG, like, you name it, internal affairs. I got it. You can trace the report, lawsuits through federal court, $100 billion lawsuits. Through state court, federal court, they still coming after me. FBI calls and everything. Lost my mind, went to the mental hospital and all that. Bro, found out I have a brain tumor. These people did a lot to me. Truth stays truth. You can't hide the truth. No matter what you do, your day will gonna come long as you're doing wrong, and that's what you think. You've been getting away with it. I went to prison and everything. And people threw me in prison, did too much time. You name it, they've been doing it to me. I know there's a God. My justice will come, and I pray. And when it does, y'all gonna get it here first. I'm telling y'all, y'all gonna get it here first.
You got a problem with the camera?
You have the wrong address.
Do you have a problem with the camera, sir?
I might, yeah.
You might, so do something about it.
It's not the camera I got a problem with. You got a problem.
Watch who you know who I am?
I do not know who you are.
So why you have a problem with me, sir?
I don't really care who you are.
Do me a favor, turn your body cam on.
My body cam is on.
It's on?
Yeah.
What's your name and badge number?
Don't worry about it. You put that close to my face.
Identify to you. I'll pay you to smack it. I'll pay you to smack my camera.
Where's your supervisor? Where's your supervisor?
Hey, call your sergeant right now.
Call your supervisor.
You don't threaten to smack me, bro. You don't threaten with violence. Call your supervisor.
Can you keep that down?
No, you take it down. You threaten with violence. And it's
What's your
recorded.
name and badge number? 64, Jackman.
Sergeant, ASAP. Call your sergeant. I don't want to talk to you. You dirty.
Listen.
Your sergeant.
Listen.
Your Honor, I'm over here exercising my right to record in public. He threatened to smack me. Prosecution. He threatened to smack me. Call your sergeant, sir.
Keep it up. And
Call your sergeant.
Disorderly conduct.
You heard that, my people? You heard that? He threatened to smack me. He said I'm disorderly. Call your sergeant, sir, please.
We'll get him over here.
ASAP.
He's needed now.
And then I'm calling to you, police, and then we all making a complaint against you. Me, the people, and the world, bro.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
You crazy? How you gonna threaten to smack me, bro? You got a gun, bro. You crazy as hell, bro. You didn't have that gun, you would never do that in your
I
life.
said if you put the camera close to me, I'm gonna smack the camera.
I'll pay you to smack it.
We'll see if it gets there.
I'll pay you to smack it.
We'll see if it gets there.
We'll see if it gets there. Let's make it there. Put the gun away and do it. Put the gun away and do it. Put the gun away and do it. I'll pay you to do that. How about that?
You alright? You see my hands right now.
Yo, I'm gonna put my camera down, bro. He said he gonna smack my camera, my peeps.
Like I was just saying, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Like even the camera person, like he had all rights to record, but he ain't had to be all hostile with him. I'm just saying that right there, them boys be ticking time bomb. People look like me, my complexion, my shade, you know what I mean, my ethnicity, like yeah. I see who I am. I look in the mirror and trust me. And I'm the type of people that can't get away with that type of stuff. I be minding my business driving and get dragged out the car, slammed on the hood, slammed on the concrete, put on the headlock. And I'm supposed to be private. The life I live in America. Welcome to America.
As a straight white fella in the South, here's some things I say to really piss them snowflakes off. Oh, you didn't like the Super Bowl halftime show? No, I could tell. You didn't have to make a Facebook post about it. Yeah, because when you said make America great again, you was talking about getting rid of shows like that. That's why you upset. You didn't like the Hangman reference. You didn't like the Squid Game reference. You didn't like the Crip Walk. You didn't like Uncle Sam. You didn't like the performers. You didn't like the stage. You didn't like the music. You damn sure didn't like the messaging that you say that you didn't see. But you knew that flag was divided. And you know what side of it you sitting on. And that's why you're upset. You just wanted people to perform something that entertained you instead of a message of unity and revolution. And that's what you don't like. You don't like that people are fighting back against the system of oppression that you benefit from. Even in the least amount of minuscule way that you benefit, you still are going to hold on to that instead of standing up with oppressed neighbors of yours and fighting the system. And that's where you lie in the problem at. Happy Black History Month to you.
Now, my southern brothers, I see why the snowflake don't like you. You out here telling the truth. You telling the truth. I know, I'm back. Let's get with the next video.
Last time are you refusing to leave the property or identify your residency?
I'm about to go to the store.
Okay, so go. Get moving. If I see you back on property, you'll be detained. Because you do not live on property. You refuse to identify. And you're refusing to leave.
Who are you, dude?
Property security, it's what we're here for.
You haven't identified yourself.
I'm property security. I'm with Front Range Patrol,
I don't know who,
33.
What's your name?
I don't have to give you my name. I'm not
What's
a
your
police
name?
officer. You don't pay my paycheck.
I don't have to
my
give you-
tax,
I don't
your
have to give
taxes
you- I
don't
don't
do
have to
nothing
give you
about
my
me.
name.
But your taxes have nothing to do with
I
me.
don't have to give you my name, dude.
Okay, so I'm asking you to step out of the vehicle now, man. I'm not going to do this with you tonight.
You're going to open my vehicle?
Absolutely. You're on private property. You're refusing to identify, and you're refusing to leave private property. Okay, what unit?
I live here.
What unit?
I live here.
So I can advise property management.
Who are you, dude?
Who on their property is acting like
Who
an
are you,
absolute
dude?
child? Making threats.
Making threats?
Yeah, you told me, do you really want to do this right now? When I simply asked you to turn the music down and stop smoking in the parking garage.
I turned it down.
As far as I'm concerned, that's a threat.
I turned it down.
And I also advised you that you
Turn
need
it
to
down.
identify
And you
yourself.
open- and you open
or
my
at the
door.
very, yeah, because you're on private property.
No, I live here.
I don't care.
I live here, dude.
I don't care. You have refused on several occasions.
Dude,
You've been asked several times what unit you live in.
I'm about to go to the store.
Well, it's too late for that now.
No, it's
now
not.
we're waiting for my partner.
No, it's not, dude.
Yeah, we are.
You open my door, man.
I don't know. Maybe I'm missing a piece of this video. Is it like, is he getting detained on the property that he stays in, or is he the security guard is trying to detain him because the security guard has like small man syndrome, abuse of power syndrome, or just see as soon as you see a black man or a black person or whatever you want to refer to, he's freaked out and he feel like he has all right to be harassing someone. Something happened to me one time. I'm going to a restaurant and it was like Hispanic restaurant, and like you see my hair. For once I was gonna go try this new spot for some tacos, and my wife was in the car, and the security guard put his hands on me, and I'm just so I kind of understand what he's going through right there, like trying to stop me, like, bro, get off me, like this. We walking over here, like the New Yorkers say, I'm walking over here. And then, you know, the Rhode Islanders and stuff, these are my people, I love them. But, yeah, some people, they be riding on that high horse, on that power horse, and they don't know. You know, they don't know what I've been through. They don't know the half. You only know what I tell you. Let's get to the next one.
Last night, the NFL gave us unquestionably the worst halftime show we have ever seen.
You guys see this news anchor, Rob Schmidt, who said that the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime show was the worst one ever? Rob, you're aging yourself. What, you don't remember the 1991 Super Bowl halftime show featuring the New Kids on the Block? Oh, baby, you're always on my mind. Now, that was terrible. No, it feels like this is about something else, Rob. What could it be?
A tiny rapper in bell bottoms who 98% of the country has never heard of.
What's the matter with bell bottoms? Lainey Wilson wears bell bottoms. Are you mocking her? And the fact that you've never heard of him, I mean, the Grammy folks have heard of him because he's won 22 of those. The Emmy folks have heard of him because he's won an Emmy too. And in fact, the Pulitzer Prize folks have heard of him because he's won a Pulitzer Prize as well. What have you won, Rob? No, it feels like this is really about something else.
Was allowed to play most of his largely unknown catalog for 20 grueling minutes in front of the entire world.
It was actually just 13 minutes, but maybe you were told there'd be no math. Rob, what are you getting at?
The whole world just sat and wondered why they were watching this. Who is this? Everybody asked.
Maybe the world's greatest tennis player ever, Serena Williams, knew when she danced up there on stage with him. The Grammy people knew when they gave him 7 awards just a week or so ago. No, Rob, this feels like it's about something else.
No matter where you were, nobody had a clue what this was, except maybe 0.5% of the people in this country alone.
I mean, he sold 18 million albums. Several have gone platinum, 5 number ones. And in fact, streams of Not Like Us are up about 430% since the Super Bowl. Rob, what's your real issue?
And for a league so obsessed with diversity as the NFL is, maybe you noticed last night's halftime show was the first ever that we can recall that was fully monochromatic as far as race.
Have you seen some of the halftime shows from Super Bowls past? I mean, they were plenty monochromatic, but there's got to be some reason why you didn't notice back then. You know what, though? I get it. It's 2025. You'd like some representation in your Super Bowl halftime show. It sounds like what you really want is some diversity, equity, and inclusion when it comes to those performances, right?
In true woke fashion, this was done with no apologies whatsoever.
You keep saying woke. I don't think that word means what you think it means, Rob. In fact, the way you keep using it, I think you mean black.
American culture used to not allow such gratuitous racism. Now it applauds it, or at least it did.
So this is Super Bowl 59. Obviously, this was not made for you, Rob. But guess what? There were 58 other halftime shows that were. So maybe, just maybe, you can let the people this was made for enjoy it without having to blow on the loudest dog whistle I've ever heard. But when it's all said and done, Kendrick Lamar had 133 million people tuning in to watch his halftime performance, which is about 1 million for every 1,000 that tuned in to watch your silly little rant the other night. You didn't make a single substantive critique of his message, of the performance, of any of it. No. At the end of the day, the big issue, it seems, Rob, you had a problem with the color of their skin, with the performers on stage, and the fact that they were not like us. Well, not like you.
I love this new word, monochromatic. So you're telling me it was a little bit too colorful for y'all. You telling me it was a little bit too shaded for y'all. You were telling me that the milk turned to coffee. That's what you're telling me. Too much caramel. That's what you're telling me. Too much mocha in your latte. Is that what you're telling me? What happened? Oh, you thought you bought white eggs and they were brown eggs? Which one? Let's get to the next video. This is the America we are in 2025.
Put your soil on my side. Okay. Just put your hands on the top of the vehicle for me. I appreciate it, man, being very honest. Oh, you're all right. I appreciate it, man, being very honest. Oh, you're all right. You okay? Hey. Put the gun down. Put it down.
This man is traveling, minding his business. He get pulled. He pulled over. Right? While he pulled over, the next thing I know, he's like, hey, I got, it's right here on the hip there. Okay, come out for me. While they take it off of him, they choose to. Why is your finger on the trigger? Why is your finger on the trigger? You already got him. He told you he had it on him. You know you're going in for it. Now you're on Pew the man, gave him a case, now he's going to sue you. Next case.
Hey, Cardasia. Just turn around and put your hands behind your back for me. So you're being placed under arrest right now for fraud. So how she did it was she was ringing it up underneath charity. So the Children's Miracle Network. She was ringing it up there and then doing a refund and pocketing the money. So she did that for 2 weeks, and total it was $1,900. She's on the register right now. I've got another manager in there who's supposed to pull her into the office so she doesn't get spooked and try to bolt. But she's in there right now, still $1,900 in total.
So do you have
We've got the CCTV footage, we've got receipts that she's rung up. She did it on another associate's numbers, but we can match it to the cameras and see that it's her.
She did it on another associate's
numbers, yeah, sign it. So it's under somebody else's name, but you match the timestamps with the camera on the camera. It's her. You can see it just put in her pocket and stuff.
And this has been since...
She started the 23rd of July. And then her last one was the 29th of July. And that one was $600. So she brings it up as a donation to the Children's Miracle Network.
She rang up $600?
Yeah. And no, and
like at a time, or
well, multiple $100 at a time, multiple times. So this store doesn't have a manager, so there's nobody here to look over that stuff. I own another store.
So how was this discovered?
So there's been cash shortages.
Give me an audible 41 from the front vent.
Well, he found it accidentally. He was here yesterday looking through everything, trying to figure out where the money went. And he found, $200 donation, and then you keep looking, and there's $200 more, and then $400, and then $600.
Okay.
So in total, it was $1,900.
Okay. And has anyone talked to her about it? So no one's asked her. Okay. So she was hired.
She was hired at the beginning of the month, July. I think it was the 12th. That was her first day at least. So I'm assuming it was the 12th. But I can pull that information when I get her I-9 stuff.
Okay.
She started stealing the 23rd was the first day. And then it was every day she worked up until the 29th. Which she had only had 3 days on the schedule, so it was 6 days total that she stole $1,900. She's pretty smart about it. Not smart enough.
Handcuff her right in here in front of all these people, or bring her outside?
Get the manager, say take over, and then we're gonna...
Do you mind taking over the register, or somebody can take over the register for me? Sure.
You want to take over?
Yeah, if you want to take over the register.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce your name? Hey, Cardasia. Just turn around and put your hands behind your back for me. So you're being placed under arrest right now for fraud. I know you got a lot of questions. Everything's going to be explained to you, okay?
Okay.
Put your palms together.
Like you're praying.
There you go. There you go. Do you have anything illegal on your person?
No.
Knives, anything sharp?
Shoot, I hope she's smart. I hope she saves some. It's been 2 weeks. You made $1,900. I hope you got at least $1,500 put up. I hope you got a ban for bail, and if you don't have it, you got at least $500 for food, because you gonna be in that just waiting, man. How you go to work for them people and you stealing? Come on, you're making me look bad, girl. You can do better than that. Next video.
I think they're gonna try to sacrifice Kendrick. Don't say that.
Why would she think that they're going to try to sacrifice Kendrick? Let's do a deep dive and decode the Super Bowl, because y'all been asking me. Do y'all see before the halftime show, they zoomed out and showed this big red button? The Super Bowl was located at Caesar's palace. What happened to Caesar? He gained a lot of power in the government of Rome and amongst the people, and he was going to bring Egypt and Rome together. Now, what happened to Caesar? He was assassinated because he gained too much power, and the government officials didn't like that. So Kendrick's halftime show starting off with this big red button is no coincidence as to why we would think that. Especially because Kendrick is not from Louisiana. Now, who chose Kendrick to perform the halftime show? Jay-Z. Jay-Z has very, very deep ties in the industry, and he is a representative for our culture. He's the one who sits down with the old white men. The strategy of picking K-Dot for the halftime show is directly linked to the awakening and the revolution that's happening within the minds of Americans. Kendrick Lamar as an artist transcends boundaries on hip-hop. There's a reason why he won a Pulitzer Prize in 2018. He provides breadcrumbs of revolutionary resistance in his music that Americans, and especially melanated people, can connect to. And that is what is currently happening in the minds of Americans right now, and Jay-Z knows that. As a fellow Gemini, Kendrick is very, very intelligent. He knows this. So now let's go to his performance. To start off the halftime, we are taken through the Apple. The camera angle that's showing us the stage is a PlayStation controller. On a PlayStation controller, the buttons are in a diamond shape with the triangle at the top. The buttons are in each corner, and the way he makes his moves are in the T, same way on the controller. As you notice in the crowd, the loading is at 100%, ready to start the games. Now, why would he have his stage as a PlayStation game controller? Who owns PlayStation? Sony. Now, I'm not pointing this out because of Drake. I'm pointing it out because of Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson owned 50% of Sony and ATV Publishing, and he said that they were trying to get him and tarnish his image. And some people think because of his influence, just like Julius Caesar, he was assassinated. Throughout his performance, you will notice that he is paying homage to people who have fallen because of the game. Even Michael Jackson's sister, LaToya, wanted to investigate Sony. Because of this, there are a lot of people who are worried about her. They think that something is slowly depleting her energy. Now, the Super Bowl opens up with Samuel L. Jackson being Uncle Sam. He starts off by saying, "Welcome to America's greatest game." Kendrick chooses to open up on the square. Squares represent confinement, preventing energy from moving freely beyond the trap. Growing up in Compton, looking at the state of America and the melanated people here, he knows the trap has been set, and all you can do is play the game. Kung Fu Kenny opens up on his GNX in the same position that XXXTentacion was in his XXL freestyle. In his unreleased rap, he's speaking the same message that X put out. Some people believe that XXXTentacion was sacrificed because of his influence. On Pandora alone, he had 2.1 billion streams. In his 2017 XXL freestyle, he stated that he will be the one to unalive those who go against human rights, pointing out those who do bad go to prison in PC, which might mean professional corporation, which could be stating that privately owned prisons help higher-ups evade real punishment. In this freestyle, he explains how you approach these disagreeable beings, staying calm and expressing the presence of their doom. And Kendrick opens up the same way. In this unreleased rap, he speaks on no more handshake and hugs, it's time. The energy only circulates through us, the people, and everybody must be judged. Also saying that in this performance, you will not get the picture if you sit for hours on a loop watching this. In this rap, he stated that he was given government money, but now he's going to seize the government with their own money. And as he stands up, he said the revolution will be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy. Some people on TikTok are saying that that's a shot at Trump. I think he's talking about himself. Basically saying, true, this is the right time for an artist like myself to be performing. But you picked the wrong person because now I'm finna speak. I am the judgment that comes for those who go against humanity. Now let's move on. People who coming out the car are red, white, and then blue. They are excited. They ready to pop off. They ready for whatever is to come. The white and the red shake hands, and then women in red are coming out the GNX. GNX represents humanity. After all of the players come out, the only ones who stay with him is the women in red. You notice that the women in red have wigs that are half black and half red. For Kendrick, the black is representing humanity and also representing Black Americans. That term black is for a whole nother video. Let's get into what these colors mean. We know that the colors that he used was to show symbolism to the American flag. The color red is the symbol of sacrifice and the blood of those who fought for the country. You know, the bravery it takes. The white represents purity, innocence, angels, freedom, peace when you wave the white flag. And blue represents justice and strength. In the performance when they got out of the GNX, the men left. He is the only man standing on the stage with the women who are all in red. Now, for those who know the statistics of melanated Americans' households, they know that the men leave and the women stay, but they deal with all of the sacrifices, taking care of life, and showing the willingness to stand by with all of this tragedy that is happening in America, and still decide to create life in this current circumstances. Now, Squabble Up turns on. There are men in white who are on the stage with him. Notice how there is no blue. They shield him and give him the energy and protection he needs to get through this. There is no blue. There is no justice right now, but he's still being amped up by the angels, by the white, the pureness, the innocence. Basically saying, we got him. What y'all gonna do? During this entire time, we know that Kendrick knows that he is a pawn. In my head, he is representing Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Because in him saying the revolution will be televised, he's contradicting the original terms of what Jill Scott said. I feel like what Jill Scott meant is that there's no way that they are going to allow you on their platform to revolutionize the Americans to show the true truth, to speak about what's actually happening, to send a message to the Americans. Always twisting that free will, trying to reactivate the spell. So they're gonna need a pawn whose track record shows the connection of revolution, but also initiated into their industry, their system. Martin Luther King was having late night phone calls with the president. Then he realized he's integrated us into a burning house. And Kung Fu Kenny represents both being in the industry and also being a revolutionary. This is why he knows he's the pawn in this great American game connecting the culture. Now we gotta go to a part 2. I will see you there.
The revolution is now televised. Live, 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 right, live. That's what's going down. Except you don't see it because it's going down in here. I'm telling you, you saying cuckoo-cuckoo, but what you don't get, a nigga going cuckoo-cuckoo-cuckoo. And then why they going cuckoo like that, they canceling your system. Yeah, everything falling, your stocks. Let's get to the next subject.
Over his body and started the meeting on time. He was in Manhattan at 7 a.m. for an 8 a.m. investor meeting. He got in front of the main doors to the building of the investor meeting. They could have had this shit on Zoom. Instead, they had to be there in person. Why they had to be there in person? Because we need to make sure commercial real estate is flourishing. He got by an assassin with a silencer while he wore a jacket thinking about PowerPoint presentations on how he is returning value to shareholders by denying health care to moms with breast cancer. And he got caught in the street and they stepped over his body. Those investors that he was working for, the shareholders that he held dear as a CEO, they stepped over his pool of blood. They kicked the shell casings that led to the end of his life down the street because the meeting still had to start on time. These companies don't give a fuck about nobody. He was the chief executive officer of a healthcare company. They fucking didn't even check to see if he still had a pulse. They just wanted to check the stock price, which, mind you, went up 2.5% when they found out his ass was dead. Do less at work.
He's telling me, hold up. He's telling me, hold up. He is telling us, hold up. He's telling we, yeah, that's the right one, because it's totally incorrect, that they stepped over the man's body to go have the meeting. Bro, what's new? Welcome to corporate America. Welcome to the new world. Welcome to the golden age. Welcome back with the emperor. This is what they do. Back to you.
Hey y'all, look at here. Sorry about the wait for part 2. Yesterday was a rough day for me, but hey, I'm here today and I got part 2. Y'all ready to watch it with me? All right. Let's watch it, I guess. I love y'all. I hope y'all enjoy. Bye.
It's the end. It's coming to an end. In America, judgment is on the European here. You don't want to believe me? I'll prove it. Overdoses has bypassed homicide. Overdoses on opiates, heroin, and prescription drugs. Last year was the first year that overdoses, there was more death by overdoses than homicide. You do not see black people in cars, passed out or OD. You do not see that. It's not in our community. We got ours. We with the crack. They got us. If you study Oliver North and Ronald Reagan and the Contra scandal and Rick Ross, the real one, not the fat one that was the police, but the real Rick Ross, Freeway Rick Ross from LA, you would find out that they placed crack cocaine in the black community to fund the Contras and to also boost the prison industrialist complex. Meaning that in order to get us back to slavery, which is where I'm trying to tell y'all what's going on, you cannot be a slave in this country unless you are convicted of a crime. Prisoners, that's the 13th Amendment. The prisoners have no rights. So that's the reason why the prison industrial complex, the goal is to have our young men go from school to prison. Are you understanding what I'm saying? This is why all the music is geared towards all the music. I don't have time to go into that, but you can study it yourself. Are y'all there? Now, that was the direct judgment or the reaping of what was sown has come back, and you always get more back than you sold. What they sold in our community, and that decimated us. We still are trying to recover from the crack thing that hit America. It touched everybody. If you wasn't selling it, somebody in your family was on it, somebody went to prison for it, and that was the first time that black women got locked up in mass. Not only was the black fathers gone but out of the home, but then they started locking up the black women. So we had crack babies, and come on, talk back to me. So listen, and I know y'all don't understand this, but by the grace of the Most High, the same way I have a spiritual son in Nigeria, and I was talking to him about Ebola, remember that big Ebola outbreak, and he told me, he said, man of God, he said, and I was calling him, I said, what's going on, bro? How bad is that? He said, it was bad. He said, but he said, they put it in our community. He said, it was in the vaccine. He said, what we began to do was pray. He said, we prayed and bound that spirit and broke it, and it stopped. Because they've been testing stuff out on us for a long time. What I'm trying to say is the Most High always fights. The reason why they didn't kill us in this country, they tried to kill us, they couldn't kill us, is because God's hand is on us. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Are y'all there? Now.
Wow. I'm sorry, man. Like, judgment is judgment, man. But I don't know how to put it. I know it's one race of people. Like, we're the human race. We're beings. Like, everybody different species and all, but we blended. It's all mankind and mankind. Man with his kind. That's all it is on earth. But I remember last year they tried to wipe Black history out of schools. Yeah. They don't want you to remember everything. But myself, I know more than it is. This rabbit hole go all the way up to the other side. Yeah. Alice in the Wonderland. Yeah, that's what it is. If you could decode it, you'll decode it. That's all I could give you. But if you spend time with me, you enjoyed the video, all right? You had fun, you had a blast. We execute like my sign in the back, because that's all we do. We execute all day, every day, all right? We're on different platforms, doing different things, different work, doing law work, so on and so forth. We're busy. So please go ahead, like this up, get this to 100,000 likes. We're going to make it do what it do, because we're doing numbers, all right? That's what the plan is, numbers. We're doing 6 videos per year. I'm psyched. 6 videos per week. Every 7 days, you get 6, Like, we trying to do it big, like Hov did, throwing up the sign and all that. Yeah, we trying to do all that, all right? So, I'm trying to get this to this bag. I'll see you next time. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed.